Hello, and welcome to Shrink, the podcast for the mind. I'm Philippe, and I talk to the people who want to have a better understanding of their issues with weight and body image. I don't think we can imagine how much room it takes in the life of an overeater or someone who's overweight, how much room meals, food, and their body appearance takes. It's there all the time. They start thinking about their weight, about their body from the minute they wake up, and it only stops when they fall asleep at night. And eventually, if they go to the loo during the night, they will think about it again. It will be there. Somehow it will be there. When they wake up in the morning, they'll go on their scale most of the time. Well, first they'll go to the loo, so that maybe they will take off some of the weight before they go on the scale. And then they will start regretting having that pudding the night before, or drinking too much wine at the lunch they had with friends. They think about it when they get dressed in the morning. They look at themselves and think, why is that shirt so tight? It really shows the fat I have around my belly. I shouldn't wear that jeans. I mean, my arse looks massive in that jeans. It's there all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but it's there a lot. And it's so unfair, in fact, because the people I'm talking about, and I was part of them, so it's not like I'm judging this. Of course I'm not. I was like that. I was thinking about it all the time, about the way I looked, about what I ate, and about what I would eat at the next meal. It takes a lot of room in every part of our life. It takes a lot of place when we're at work. It takes a lot of place when we're with friends. It's there when we go on holiday. Well, it's there even before going on holiday, thinking, how am I gonna there wearing that swimming suit? It's there when we go to a party. It's there all the time. I make it. You may think I make it sound worse than it is, but it's like that for many, many people. And again, it's so unfair because these people are beautiful people. I mean, they're just like you and me. But they're so worried and they're so preoccupied about their weight, about their body image, that it's taking a lot of room in every part of their life, in every system that they live in. And when I say system, I mean at work, with friends, with family, with their kids, with their partners, with a date that they may have. It's there a lot. And why do I insist on this? Because it feels like I'm repeating myself. Well, it's because once you start working on how you got there, why you're so preoccupied about your body image, why you're so preoccupied so worried about what you're going to eat or what you ate. Once you start working on this, you think, how did I get there? Because in fact, I know exactly, how I should eat, what I should eat, or I know more or less how it works. There's so many advice, most of them being very toxic, in fact. But in fact, we know we shouldn't eat. We should stop eating when we're not hungry anymore. We should eat vegetables, fruits, maybe some meat for those who do, or some fish. We shouldn't eat too much sweet. And most of the time, it's about the quantities we eat. I mean, that's, for me, the biggest issue is that we eat too much, especially in our societies. We eat so much food. So how did I get there? Why did I start eating that way? Why has it, when did it start taking so much room in my life? Well, that's the work that I do with my clients. I help them understanding why they're eating that way. First of all, I want them to stop judging themselves and stop feeling bad about themselves. Because they're not guilty of anything. but I want them to feel responsible because they're the one eating or drinking or both. And so it's about being responsible, but not feeling guilty and thinking, okay, I'm a good person, but I'm not happy with the way I eat, and I'm not with the way I judge myself all the time. I want to be at peace. And for me, that's really the most important thing is being at peace with who we are. And we can start from there, being at peace. And being at peace doesn't mean we want to remain in a status quo and, thinking, okay, I'm at peace, I'm fine. I'm overweight, but I'm fine with that. No, it means, okay, I'm a good person. I mean, most people like me. I'm good at what I do. I'm kind. Why am I so unkind with myself? Why am I treating myself and my body that way? The thing is that when we realize how much room it takes in our life, because most of the time the things I was mentioning when I started this recording, we don't realize how much room it takes. It's something that becomes more obvious when I start talking about it with my clients. We may think, well, what am I going to do with all that time that I will have now, not thinking about all that? What am I going to do with all this energy that I'm wasting on a daily basis, thinking that I'm not good enough, that I look terrible, that I look like a pig, or whatever word comes into our minds? How is it going to change the relationship I have with others, with the way they see me, with the way they interact with me, and with the way I interact with them? I was the nice colleague or the good colleague, but the one who was overweight. So how is it going to be different now that I'm not going to be overweight? Now that I'm going to feel good about myself? Am I going to be more of a competition to them? Maybe somehow it was reassuring for them or comforting them that I was overweight. Maybe I was telling a lot of jokes about it, about myself, so that I would feel like they would accept me even better. How is it going to change my place in my relationship with my friends? I was the fat friend. I was the chubby friend. Are they still going to like me? Again, are they going to think that I'm some kind of competition when we go out? Because I will feel better about myself. I will interact more easily with others. I will feel free, in fact. Is it going to change things in my relationship with my friends? How about in my family? How about with my partner, my husband or my wife? Are they going to feel threatened by that? Because suddenly I will feel more attractive and therefore I will be more attractive. I will maybe not be, more attractive. I will feel more like that. So it will make me more attractive. Is it going to be challenging for that person that loves me and that I love? It does affect the balance and, in the different systems that we live in. It would be naive to think that it doesn't change anything and people will just be happy for us. Most people will be happy for us, that's for sure. But somehow you will need to do some adjustments. That's a difficult word for me, especially at the end of the day. Yes, you will have to open up, not justify yourself, but open up about, the things you've been through, how difficult it was for you. You don't have to be an open book suddenly and explain everything. But I think it's worth with your good friends or with your partner or wife or husband to let them know the journey that you've been on. I think it's being on a journey, the journey that you've been on. It's important to share that so that they understand, so that they don't feel threatened. And I mean, at the end, some of them will still be somehow unhappy about it, and that's too bad for them because you will feel much better about yourself. But what I mean by all this is that being overweight is part of your persona. It's like a persona. It's so much somehow engraved in you, in your personality, that it may feel difficult at first to embrace not the new you, because it's not the new you, but the better you, the you that feels free, the you that's healthier, that enjoys things, that stops judging himself or herself all the time. It's a journey, and it's a really nice one. It can be challenging sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's challenging because I think, when we will work on this, we'll mainly be working on the emotions, because I strongly believe that we use food and alcohol to somehow not be in touch with our emotions because we find it too difficult, because we find it overwhelming, or because we haven't learned how to express our sadness, our anger, sometimes even our happiness. It's like we overeat and we're overweight so that we're not happy, because happiness is not something you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be happy. Nobody has ever been happy in your family. I mean, it may sound weird, but yeah. So there are all kinds of emotions, and these emotions can be frightening or can be overwhelming. We're afraid we won't be able to manage them, and so somehow it feels easier to eat, to numb all this. Well, it feels easier at first, but then it's like a torture, which is there all the time. So, that's what I wanted to share with you today.